Hey you coaches, so welcome. This is our Getting Started Right webinar, which is going to help set you up strong with the basics of how to make your coaching business a success and something that you hit the ground running. And it's going to incorporate really every aspect that we need to be focusing on as a coach, particularly in the early days, to build that momentum and gain that sort of that habit of consistency and doing the right things, as well as making sure that we stay focused on the behaviors that are going to drive our business forward and not get stuck down the very many rabbit holes that can lead us to like waste hours on a weekly basis. So I'm going to share my screen with you now, and I'm going to go through a presentation with you, which is just going to go over the core concepts of what it means to be a coach. And if there's anything in this that you're not sure about, or that you want me to explain slightly differently, get in touch with me, leave me a comment, and I will get back to you and go over those various questions to get them answered for you. So just gonna share my screen if I can. Here we go. Okay, so let's go on to our page 2. Come on. Right, so this is what we're going to go over today. We're going to be covering the importance of our mindset, which is literally everything. It forms the foundation of your entire coaching career, and it's something that we all work on literally daily, because there will be days where you fly, and there will be days when you just think, and frustration attacks you, your self-limiting doubts come and start biting you, and your limiting beliefs sneak in, and that's when it's just so important to be able to appreciate that it is self-limiting beliefs, that they are temporary frustrations, and that things will prove successful in the long run when you stick at it. We're going to go over the vital behaviors. You all know about those already, but I'll break those down in a bit more detail. We're going to be chatting about what you really want to be achieving in your first month as a coach. And also, if you've got any obviously questions and answers at the end of it, please let me know, and I will get back to you, and we'll go over all of those in more detail. So one of the first things, if I move into mindset now, it really is, and anybody can do this business. There is no secret sauce. I think a lot of coaches, particularly once the initial excitement of signing up has gone, it's then those doubts of, can I really do this, start to creep in. And the answer is yes, you absolutely can do this. There is no magic formula. There is no secret ingredient. We have people from all different walks of life and different backgrounds. And I think the most important thing to remember is, if you are in a bit of a trough thinking, but it's not working for me, you are probably looking at coaches who have been really consistent with their actions, and you're comparing yourself with somebody who has literally done the grunt work consistently, daily, and it's not like they've saved up one action and done it all at the end of the week, like say maybe inviting. If you invite 100 people at the end of the week, but you haven't consistently invited throughout the week, it's not going to have the same effect as when you are consistently inviting a lesser number of people, maybe 10 or 15 or 20 people a day. It's that with all the other behaviors combined within that action hour that will help you get results in this business. So the question that you really need to ask yourself is, am I willing to do what it takes? And we all have the same 24-hour period. We're all busy. Everybody's life is just like crammed full of stuff that we have to do. I'm busy. You guys are busy. I know it. I literally, if I could add another 5 hours into the day, or make it a 30-hour day instead of a 24-hour day, I would. And then I would be equally busy, because I would still be busy at the end of that 30-hour period. It's really becoming more cognizant of how we spend our time, making sure that when we're doing our power hour and focusing on our business, that we really are focusing on that one individual thing at a time. Multitasking it's just a myth. It's not as effective as just focusing specifically on one action at a time. So when you're working your way through your business activity tracker, make sure that, if notifications are coming in from people, ignore them or turn them off while you are doing other business enhancing activities, because other distractions, it's like the phone going, it's a distraction, and you don't just suddenly pick up where you've left off. It really upsets the flow, and it's really important that you do find that focus so that you are as productive as possible in the time that you allocate for your business. And many of the successful coaches start with a power hour, and that's it. That's how they've built six-figure income, with that power hour. But they've been really focused in how they've used that time in the power hour, and specifically focusing on the main behaviors such as building your tribe and inviting to either your coaching opportunity or your free groups or your boot camps. So it's not so much can you do this, it's are you willing to dedicate the time in your 24-hour period to dedicate to your business. And another thing I would say, when you work for yourself, it's really easy to treat your business as a hobby, and you kind of fit it around your day. And I'm as guilty as anyone else. But when you start to, if you pretend, for instance, you've got a CEO sat over your shoulder, expecting you've turned up for work, and for some reason you're on your phone doodling, or you're wasting time, that boss is not going to be very happy with you. And you have to treat yourself like that. When you are running a business, you need to treat it like a business and not a hobby, because otherwise you'll only get hobby results. If you want to be building that big income, that successful business, if you want to be able to help lots and lots of people, you have really got to focus on your core activities and treat it like a business. So, schedule your day. When are you going to do your business hours? When are you going to do your workout? When do you drink your shake during the day? You have an idea daily of what time you're going to achieve various aspects of your business activity. It might be that you get it all done in the morning. You might wake up early, get your workout done, you have your shake for breakfast, and you do your power hour. That's it. And then, you might have 15 minutes checking in with people in your boot camp later on in the day. That's it. So, but allocate your time when you are going to focus on your business. And when you're focusing on your business, seriously, focus on your business. It's really important to know what your why is. The why is so important because in tough times, that is what will drive you forward. My why, for instance, is I want that freedom. I want the time freedom, and I want the financial freedom to be able to travel. I want to be able to say to the kids, right, have you got anything planned over the next weekend or 10 days? And if not, let's clear off. Let's go and do something. Let's have some adventures. For me, that's why I'm doing this business. Yes, I love helping people, but when you've sent out loads of invitations and you've sent out loads of links, and then all of a sudden you hear crickets and nobody's replying back to you, your why to help people is not going to be enough to keep you driving forward. Your why has got to be bigger than something external to you. It's got to be something that really fulfills your heart with passion and a deep why. And for me, that's being able to do things with my kids and have that flexibility and that freedom to just clear off, buy a camper van, buy a boat. These are the things I want to get because they give us that freedom to go and have adventures. And for me, life is a big adventure, and I want to experience lots of different things. I want to learn to kite surf. I want to do more scuba diving. I might get back into helicopter flying. All these sorts of things. When I've got that time freedom and that financial freedom, that's what really lights me up. So find what your why is. Is it so that you can be at home with your kids instead of going to the office to work and then running this as a side business? Do you want to be able to retire your husband? Is your partner in the forces? Do you want to bring them out the forces because you can afford to maintain the family income? So work out what your why is, and I would write it down and keep it somewhere where it's easily visible. Maybe even look at your why every single morning before you start your power hour, so that you are just reminded of what your why is, and it will help you get through those days when you think everything's going well and then all of a sudden it comes crashing down because nobody's replying to you. And believe me, those days do happen to us all. Your vision is pretty similar. You know, what is your vision? Same with me. I mean, my vision is that lifestyle of freedom. I can see it, and for me, that is my vision for me, and my vision for my business is to be running something which probably takes no more than 3 hours a day, and to also take on at some point an assistant so that I can free up the activities that I really enjoy doing and give over the activities that I'm not that bothered about to an assistant. And you know, in time, that's something that I really want to do as well. That's sort of the vision as I grow and expand my business. And then affirmations. Now, some people will use these religiously and other people will think it's just woo-woo stuff. I actually really believe, I mean, I'm a psychotherapist, and you know, what you tell yourself, your brain hears. So if you're talking badly to yourself regularly, your brain hears it, and you do damage to yourself. It's really important to keep your energy high, to keep your love of yourself high, but also affirmations they set your subconscious up to make your affirmations become true. They may not happen overnight, but certainly your conscious critical faculty, conscious critical factor, I can never remember the actual term, but your mind starts to be drawn to things that are in your affirmation. So for instance, if your affirmation is, I am easily earning £100,000 or dollars a year, you don't want to be putting it out in the future. So your affirmation doesn't want to be, I am going to. Your affirmation has to be now, what you are, even though you may not have achieved it, but you're bringing your future into your present. So I'm easily and happily earning $100,000 or pounds a year. I am a 10-star diamond coach. I'm a 15-star diamond coach. I am walking across, I'm preparing my speech to share at Summit, share my coach success story at Summit. I am living in my perfect home. You could even be more specific. I'm living in my perfect home, which overlooks the sea, and it's in such and such a place. You know, you want to bring your future into your present, and it just primes your subconscious mind to work towards achieving that. It's crazy how it happens, but it does happen. It's whether it's knitting energy, and obviously you can't see that energy, but whether the energy from your thoughts, because your thoughts do have energy, are tying in with the energy of what you want to achieve, and eventually those tendrils become strong enough and they join, and it creates that, you know, you end up achieving what your affirmation is. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but so many people use them, so many people swear by them. So it is absolutely no harm to, when you look at your why on a daily basis, also to have maybe 3 or 5 affirmations that you say every day before you get to work. It's going to raise your vibration. It's going to raise your energy. I would go with the affirmations, most certainly. Faith, enthusiasm, and action. So, I mean, faith is really, I think a lot of people think, can I really do this? And yes, you can. Absolutely, you can. But you've got to have faith in yourself that you can achieve this. And by achieving this, you need to take action. So don't become a perpetual learner. The best way to succeed in this business, particularly as a new coach, is just to start to take action and fail forward. You know, we are all learning consistently on a daily basis. I'm constantly tweaking how I approach different things. I'm always looking to either fine tune something even more, or maybe approach something in a slightly different way. The journey never ends. So it's a matter of enjoying the journey while you're on it, and just having faith that yes, you can do it, but in order to do it, you have to take those daily actions, which is following the Success Club business activity tracker, which you all have access to. And being enthusiastic about it. You know, if you're on social media and you're going, well, I don't really want to do my workout, I've got a stinking headache and I'd much rather lie in bed, people are going to watch it and think, oh my God, swipe across, let's find the next person to listen to. But if you're saying, oh my goodness, I've got such a bad headache, I can't believe, I don't know where this has come from, but I know once I've pressed play and I've done my workout, I'm going to feel so much better. And then after your workout, you go, yay, winning. You know, show some energy, show some enthusiasm. People need to see that enthusiasm coming from you, because they are looking to you for help. And if you are down in the ditches, you know, in the middle of all your crap, and that they don't want that. They want somebody who's going to lift them up and help them. So, you know, you've got to work a way around dealing with when you're not feeling your best, to how you can put a positive spin on that and be authentic, of course, but present it in a way that, you know, the workouts do help us, our nutrition does help us, our Shakeologies give us so much more energy, they boost our immune systems. So, you know, factor that in, that it does make you feel so much better. And fear is, what is fear? The amount of stuff we make up in our heads. If you're walking past a group of people on the street and they laugh out loud just as you've walked past, I bet most of us will think, oh my gosh, I hope they're not laughing at me. And I bet most of us do that. And it's crazy. Of course they're not going to be laughing at us. And if they are, so what? But, you know, we have to get out of our own heads and just get out there. And if there are people that are going to be critical and poke fun, or that does happen, are you going to allow that person to take your power and take your future success away because they've laughed at you or said something negative? No, you are not. You're much bigger than that. You're not going to give them your energy. You're not going to give them your focus. You are just going to keep doing your stuff, and you're going to prove them wrong. Whatever they're laughing at, or they're niggy about, or, you know, they are just poking fun at, you are going to prove them so wrong, because you are going to make a success of this business. So do not let fear hold you back. Fear creeps into so many aspects of our lives. And actually, when I deal with anxiety clients, I always say, well, what if that thing absolutely happened? So you're afraid of somebody laughing at you, or you're afraid of one of your friends saying, oh, there she is on social media again showing her workout. I can't believe what she's doing. So what? It says more about your friend being critical than ever it does about you. You are trying to inspire people to get healthy and fit. You are sharing an amazing opportunity that could change somebody else's life. So if somebody sees that as a negative, well, more fool them. So do not let your fear hold you back, because often those people aren't actually interested in you at all. They are more worried about what they're more worried about what people think of them. Yeah, we just need to put our blinders on, get out there, do our stuff, and be brilliant and enjoy it, embrace that life. And I do promise that as you progress in this business, it does get easier. You know, the first time all of us press play on that Facebook Live or that Instagram Live, it's just like terrifying, but it does, with practice, it gets a lot easier, I promise. And be resourceful, lead yourself. So, you know, start becoming a business leader. Stop being, or try not to be, somebody who needs to be handheld through this business. So you can Google anything. You can get onto our coach office. There is so much information there. So always try and find that information yourself first. If you can't, then of course either talk to me or talk to the coach that signs you up, helps you join our team. or give customer relations a call. They are really, really helpful. So, you know, get used to leading yourself and being resourceful. Also, another thing with resources I would suggest is when you have like phoned customer relations, maybe make a note of what it was you needed to ask so that you've got that answer for yourself in the future. I use an application on my laptop called Trello, Trello.com. It's free. And I mean, my Trello is literally massive now because of if I see a post that I find inspiring, I will make a note of it and stick it in my Trello. I put all my coach's details in there. Okay, yes, they're in the coach back office too. But for instance, if the coach back office has gone down for some reason and I need access to my coach information, then at least I've got that backed up in my Trello. I use various scripts and things I save in my Trello. Various videos that I've watched and I think, oh, I want to come back to that, or I want to share that with my team. I put those in my Trello. So, you know, get used to creating a database of information that's well organized so that you've got access to it when you're thinking, oh, I know there was something and I can't quite remember what it was. But for instance, in Trello, it's got a search function. So you just search, you know, I don't know, whatever you're looking for, videos, and it'll give you a drop down list of all the things that relate to videos in your Trello card. So, you know, explore various resources and tools. And in our team page, we've got a unit on tools and resources that I suggest. Trello is in there. Take a look at that. And I would recommend setting yourself up with something like that sooner rather than later. It just makes staying on top of information so much easier. You will see things out and about. You think, oh my goodness, that's amazing. That's really helpful. And you can download Trello on your phone as well. And it just gives you a place to literally just dump stuff so you've got access to it in the future. So, right, these are the daily behaviors. So be a product of the product. You need to be showing up every single day on your social media. If you're inviting to people and they're thinking, oh yeah, I'll check her out or check him out, and they go to your social media and you've not posted in like a week, it's just like, well, they've invited me to this challenge group, but I can't see anything about it on their social media. So was that the right person? Have I just clicked the right link? You've got to be there every single day. And you've got to be sharing your story, your journey with people. So even if you're a brand new coach and literally you don't have any results yet, make sure you take your before and after, your before photos rather, and your before measurements, even though you might look in the mirror and just think, oh God, no, there's no way I want any evidence of that at all. I promise you, when you've got your results, when you've hit the whatever your ideal weight is, whatever, you know, whether you want to get strong and lean and muscular, or whether you just want to shed a few pounds, whatever your goal you want to achieve, when you've reached that, you will then take that after photograph, and you really want to have you will want your before photos then, I promise you. I didn't take many when I signed as a coach because I actually didn't have an awful lot of weight to lose, but I've lost, I don't know, several pounds since I started as a coach. And I can really see on the 1 or 2 photos that I had before I became a coach how much I have changed. And so I'm kicking myself for not taking more photographs. I just wish I had. I mean, it's just like, but anyhow, I can't go back. So don't make the same mistake as I did. You will want them for your social media. I promise you, at some point, you will share that transformation photo and you are going to get so much feedback from it. And people will be able to see that, wow, it worked for her or him. It can work for me too. Share your results and share what you're doing, but don't use product names, because it comes across as really salesy and it comes across as typical network marketing there, which we want to avoid. So we call it curiosity marketing. So for instance, I'm doing 80-day obsession again now. So on my social media, I will describe it as my 80-day program, or my bums and tums program, or my abs and booty workout program, but I never ever give the name. And so with my shakes, I call it my superfood shake, or my immune boosting shake, my energize, I call my turbo juice, and recover, I call my muscle food or my muscle recovery food. So, you know, find the name that works for you. Different coaches use different names, but avoid using product names. Also, because then they can just go on Amazon and do a search, and they might find what the product is that you are doing, and you then won't be able to help them and keep them accountable to their goals, because they'll just go and buy it on Amazon. But the secret sauce, the secret ingredient for our challenge groups and our online boot camps is the fact that we are there to help people through the beginning right through to the end, and help them get their results and have the best experience of those workouts and the nutrition programs. So yes, people can go and buy them, but they won't get that added ingredient, which is you as the coach that introduces them into either the boot camp or the coaching opportunity. Actually, no, coaching opportunity, of course not, because they can't go and get coaching opportunity from Amazon. But, you know, from the product side of things, you definitely want them to be coming to you so that you can help them. So on to the next one is inviting. So there's public and private inviting, and obviously challenge groups and coaching invites as well. So first of all, we'll go into the public inviting. So the most important thing to do when you are inviting on your feed, you want to, or on your social media, you want to be sharing your story. And also remember that you are not the hero. The person that you are talking to is the hero. So when you're writing your story, try and relate to the person you were before you joined Beachbody. As a brand new coach, that's slightly more difficult because you may not have results yet, and you may not have seen a massive growth in your coaching business yet. But you will still, you know, when you start to earn your first paychecks from it, for instance, you know, I remember one of mine was the fact I was able to go to the vets, and my cat suddenly was really struggling to breathe. So emergency vet, late at night on a bank holiday weekend. It's just like, oh no, it's going to cost so much money. But there was no way she could wait. And so I whisked her off to the vets. But I knew that I didn't actually have to really worry about that money. Yeah, it was going to be a big chunk of money, but my coaching business was covering that. And it's things like that which people can identify with. And it's not saying, oh, you've got to join us so that you can earn loads and loads of money. It's something that people can relate to. People who've got pets know how expensive the vets can be, and particularly late night on a bank holiday weekend. And so that post will have resonated with a lot of people. And it wasn't salesy, it was just sharing the fact that I didn't have to worry because I knew my coaching income was going to cover that vet's bill. And, you know, at the end of that post, I might have written, I can't remember how I ended it, but it might have been, I'm running a coaching opportunity in a week's time. Do you want to learn how you could get that financial freedom too? Or it might have just been, you know, I might have just ended it with a question, something like, how has the vet's bill caught you out before? You know, something like that. But still, those people that respond to that post, I will then get back in touch with and thank them for liking the post, thank them for commenting on the post. And if they have left a comment, I will then relate to the comment that they have left and start to build that relationship. And if I'm running a coaching opportunity group, I will say, you know, that will then lead into a private invite. Would you like to learn more about the coaching opportunity? Thanks for your response on my post. Would you like to learn more about the coaching opportunity? I'm running one next week. It's free. Do you want to learn more? Here we go. So tell a story. You don't buy the thing, we buy the story of what the thing will do for us. And that's absolutely it. So facts do not sell. So it's sometimes on some of my posts, I will write, you know, this is what you'll get. So you'll get 30 days of accountability, you'll get meal plans, you'll get recipes, you'll get workouts, blah, blah, blah. And that's useful because then they can see what they're going to get. But that's not going to form an emotional attachment to that individual who's reading it. Your story is what will connect an emotional attachment to that person. And that is what will encourage them to think, that actually does, I think I might want to get involved with that. And so it's that emotional connection that you are wanting to create. So wherever possible, include a story of some sort. It doesn't need to be long. It can be just really, really short. Some of my most successful posts are really, really short, and something like, I did one last week, I think it was, and it said, newsflash, you can do anything you want, or you can do anything you set your mind to. And actually that got a lot of feedback and traction, because I think I'd been seeding posts about the coaching opportunity all week. And so it tied into what I was inviting to at that time. And I'll talk about scheduling in a little minute, or preparing your posts around your calendar in a minute. But it was just one of those things that I'd written several posts about the coaching opportunity. I was building up for a coaching opportunity group, and then I just literally, it was that one line, newsflash, you can do anything you put your mind to. And for people that have been watching my posts all week, it might just have been enough for them to think, okay, yeah, I can I could do this too. And so it's just important that you are finding that connection with individuals. And you don't need to be connecting with everyone, but the people who are going to be your tribe, those are the ones that you're talking to. And when you write your posts, try and write as though you were talking to one individual person. So avoid you guys. I have a habit of that. Try and write the post as though it's to one individual person, so that when that one person reads it, it's as though that post was written for them. And there is nothing better than when you get a comment from somebody saying, I really needed to read this today, or your post just resonated with me so strongly. And then you know you've written a really cracking post. And actually in that case, I would encourage you to save that post in like your top posts board in Trello and save them, because then, you know, in a few months time you may want to write the same post or something similar again. The story of hope, love, memories, transformation. Just find those things that connect with you deeply, write about them authentically, and if you can combine your story around how whether it's the health and fitness business that helps you, or whether it's your better energy that helps you, or your confidence in yourself, or the community of people that you're surrounded with, if you can tie that into something related to Beachbody without it being an obvious sales pitch, then all the better. Sometimes I just write purely from the heart, and it has absolutely nothing to do with Beachbody, because I think that's also important, that people get to know you as an individual, not just you as an online health and fitness coach, because it helps them build trust in you too. And tell the story of what this will do for them and what it's doing for you. So that again is being more specific. So if that's like a public invite, so you might have a call to action on that post, and you are explaining maybe how you were before Beachbody and how you are now. So for me, if I'm talking about the shakes, for instance, I always used to get to 3 o'clock in the afternoon and my energy was literally through the floor. Do not get that anymore at all. I've never been stronger and leaner in my life. I've never been more confident in my skin. So try and relate to how these programs, or the nutrition, or the coaching opportunity has helped you, and how that'll help you build a picture in somebody else's mind as to how it could help them too. And be specific. So for instance, if you're doing a call to action post, and I would recommend you have about 3 call to action posts a week on your feed. And the call to action post is a very specific post. So it's either talking about the coaching opportunity, talking about the free group, talking about the challenge group. You've got a start date. You either talk about the start date, or when enrollment closes. You talk about how long it's going to last for. So it could be, you've gone through a few bullet points of what people can expect. You've included a short story which hopefully will resonate with them, which is personal to you. And then you'll say, my head start to summer online health and fitness boot camp starts on I don't know, Monday, the 27th of whatever, I've got 10 spaces left. Enrollment closes on Friday, what would that be, 25th, 4th? Never very good at maths. It's pathetic, isn't it? 24th, yeah, I think 24th. And just so you're specific about when it starts, when enrollment closes, and also how many spaces are available in it. And when your enrollment has closed, that's it, shut shop. So if somebody comes to you a few days later after your boot camp has started and said privately, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, I've missed your messages, I was away or I've been ill, can I still join? Of course they can join. They just won't, be in there on day one. But you stop inviting publicly, because then the people who are following you will learn that if they don't get in this month, they've got to wait a whole month again before they can get in. So you want to have a time, an end time to when they can enroll, so that they know that you need a commitment from them. It does make the whole process a lot easier and more effective. Otherwise, you have people they think, oh, I'll just do it in the future. Oh, I'll just do it in the future. And it always stays in the future. So it's important that you are specific with your details. Public inviting, this is something else to help you to work out a content schedule of the sort of things that you can be writing about. Create a web like this for your struggles, and a web like this for your things that are, give you pleasure, things that you love in life. And then, so you've got like 6 or 7 main titles, and then the little circles, or the sort of satellite circles. Those are when you can break down those main points into subdivisions. And that will give you, so many ideas for content that you can write about. For instance, what could one of your struggles be? So one of mine would be, I'm a single parent. So a subdivision of single parent is, I'm short on time. I have no other adults to ask for advice. All the finances fall on my shoulders. There's nobody to help with the cooking at night. You can break it down and break it down and break it down. And it's all these little things that then will also resonate with people in a similar predicament, but they give you great idea for writing content during the week for your social media feed. Now, some coaches, they will literally plan the whole month ahead, so they know on what day they are writing about what. I'm not like that. I'm much more of a free spirit, and I tend, because I write really from my heart, I decide what I'm going to write on a daily basis that day, but I do follow a format. So today, in fact, listen, here we go. So this is a schedule to possibly follow. So on Sunday, you might want to write about the challenge group. So you might want to write a call to action post on the challenge group, because on the end of Sunday, people have drunk too much over the weekend, they've slept not enough, and they've eaten too much. So they've got to the end of Sunday thinking, oh God, I feel so awful in my skin. And then up pops your post about, hey, by the way, I've got this amazing boot camp that's going to start on such and such a date. Enrollment closes on such and such a date. We're going to have so much fun. This is what we're going to do. And by the way, I remember getting to a Sunday evening and I used to feel so bloated, because it's before I'd learned about portion control. And my stomach used to be so painful, and I'd go to bed and lie down like a little pig, and I wouldn't be able to sleep because my stomach was so uncomfortable. And then I'd wake up the next day and I'd be gassy, and that's a story. And and you could also say, and I would look at the mirror, or I'd get dressed on Monday morning and my clothes were tight and I felt bloated and my skin was dull. These are things that will resonate with somebody. And so that Sunday evening post might make them think, oh my God, I just definitely need this. I'm committing to it. I'm getting in touch with this girl or boy, and I'm going to ask more information about the boot camp. Monday, coaching. How many people wake up on Monday morning with the Monday morning blues because they just don't want to go to work? I don't wake up with the Monday morning blues ever, because I know I do my para, I get paid to be healthy and fit, and I love my job. So I can break that down. You know, like I wrote a post about commuting the other day, and it was just like, when I lived in London, I would sit in the rush hour for about 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the evening to literally travel a few miles, and it used to sap the energy out of my soul. And even if I was listening to personal development in the car, it just seemed such a waste of time and a waste of resources. Now I don't have any of that. I wake up when I want to wake up. I sit in bed with a cup of tea, and I crack out some of my daily behaviors. And then even better, I'd have a superfood shake that literally I just have to scoop into some water and glug down, and I know I've had the equivalent of 6 bags of salad in my body, and it fuels me to get my workout done, which incidentally I get encouraged to do and paid to do as a coach. Yeah, do you want a life like this too? Or are you stuck in the car or on the commute right now as you read this? You know, try and picture where your ideal client might be at the time that they might be reading your post. You're resonating with that individual, and that post on Monday may not be a call to action, because often calls to action start on the Monday, or the next coaching opportunity will start on a Monday or Tuesday. So it might be this is just like a seeding post. So you just scattering little seeds that are making people think, oh God, yeah, I'd love to be able to do that. I'd love to be a health and fitness coach. And they think that, but they don't think any more of how they could achieve it. And then your post pops up, and then they might catch your other post later on in the week, and it's like, my goodness, of course, I could do this too. Why not me? She did it, I could do it. So Tuesday, Wednesday might be challenge groups. Well, on a Tuesday, I always do a transformation Tuesday. It's easier to remember. When somebody comes to your social media feed, you want them to be able to see in the top 3 lines of your Instagram that you have got a side-by-side transformation image. Because then as soon as they come onto your social media, they know that you are doing something related to weight loss, getting healthy, nutrition, that sort of thing. So it's really important that you have a side-by-side in the top 3. So every Tuesday I will do a transformation. Thursdays I do normally, so Thursday tends to be Throwback Thursday, and I usually relate that to something to do with coaching. So normally, you know, being incredibly shy compared to now being able to, you know, do Facebook Lives without worrying about them, do Instagram stories without worrying about them. I can present to people and I really enjoy it. I'm not scared about that anymore. So I will tend to use that on a Thursday. Wednesday, I tend to do something more around food, like either the shakes or our performance line, or I might just share a healthy recipe. And then Friday is generally a call to action on either the coaching or the coaching opportunity, or a challenge group or a free group. So depending on what I've got in the diary, the next 7 to 10 days ahead, I will be including a call to action on the Friday. I might do a call to action on the Saturday, that's probably more of a bread seed post. And then on the Sunday might well be another call to action. So it's worth you having an idea of, you know, breaking down your posts. So your some of them are health and fitness related, some of them are coaching related. I tend to do a mixture of sort of lifestyle coaching, nutrition, confidence, mental health, menopause, that sort of thing is what I weave into my content. And I think I do a fairly good balance of writing about the coaching and writing about the boot camp or the free group. That's also important to understand, or to know what your content, what your calendar as a team looks like for each month, because you want to know that you're allowing 7 to 10 days to breadcrumb from, so you've got enough time to get enough people invited and enough people to have seen your posts about your upcoming event, whatever that might be. Also, it's worth remembering that on social media, only a fraction of the people who follow you will actually see your post pop up. If they come to your feed, obviously it's going to be there. But in the feed that happens, where the algorithm works, very, very few people will see that. And a way to bump up the amount of people who actually see your posts appear in the feed is to connect with people for 5 or 10 minutes before you actually put out your social media post. So go onto Instagram, go onto Facebook, and just do some general liking and commenting. If it's a post that you like, write a few words about it. If it doesn't resonate with you, pass on to the next one, okay? So, but if you do that for 5 or 10 minutes, it just spikes that algorithm in your favor, and it means that your post will get a wider reach to people. And then if people are commenting on your posts, you want to be making sure that you're around for the next few minutes after you've posted your post in order to reply to any comments. Sometimes you'll post something and it takes like ages for comments to come through, and that's just the way it is. But if somebody does comment shortly after you've posted it and you can get a reply back to them, you'll find that will boost your visibility in the feed as well. So then we've got public inviting to challenge groups. I've pretty much covered that again. That was some of your posts will be breadcrumbs about healthy living, and then some of them will be a more direct call to action at the with a, are you going to join us? Are you ready? Is the time right for you now to get started? Summer's on its way. Are you ready to get beach buff? Just try and make them funny. Public inviting coaching, again, I've pretty much covered that. Things to share, physical benefits, emotional benefits, financial benefits, basically how coaching is either affecting you, or if you've not got those benefits yet, what you are building towards. So you're building towards that financial freedom, you're building towards that confidence, and actually I think if you share with somebody saying that this, to write this post and put it out there is really nerve-wracking, this is not the sort of thing I'm used to doing, but I know that now I'm in this coaching business, I'm getting trained to embrace social media, embrace connecting with more people. Again, that's a benefit, and it's very vulnerable too. You're sharing something that makes you feel a bit awkward, but people will really relate to that type of post because they feel awkward too. And a lot of us hide our things that make us feel awkward, but if you can be brave enough to stick it out there in that domain, people will really value that, because you're kind of hitting a pain point for them that they may not actually have realized that they had. So be mindful of that. Private inviting. So this is when you are sending out messages to people who either like and comment on your posts or watch your Instagram stories, or who are following you. And you need to work out the number of people that you can commit to inviting on a daily basis. I try and invite between 25 and 40 people a day. Some days I might invite a few more, some days I might invite a few less, but consistently you want to have a ballpark figure that you are aiming towards every single day to build your business. And it really depends on what your goals for your business are as to how many you're going to invite. If you only invite 2 people every 2 days, your business is going to grow really slowly. It is a numbers game, and it doesn't mean that you treat people like a number, but it means that you need to send out a lot of invites, and those can be really simple messages. So for instance, I have I go into my new followers and I'll just send them an invite, a message saying, hi, I saw that you recently followed me. Just wanted to ask, are you interested in what I do as a health and fitness coach, or are you interested in help with your health and fitness? It's really simple. And a lot of people actually say, oh yeah, I am interested. And then normally I actually have to say then, are you interested in the health and fitness or the coaching opportunity, or both? And then, but it builds up a relationship. Then I ask what their goals and their struggles are, and we go from there. If it's for a boot camp, it's like, hi, I saw that you liked my recent post on my upcoming boot camp or online health and fitness group. Are you interested to learn more about it? Simple as that. And then for the coaching opportunity, I invite coaches randomly. If I come across somebody who I really like the look of, and I see they're posting on social media, they're in the health and wellness field to some degree, or they just like helping other people, I'll send them a direct invite and just say, look, I came across your feed, I really love your vibe, you're really positive, it's clear that you enjoy helping people. Would you ever consider learning more about coaching like I do? I'm running a free 3-day coaching opportunity group next week. Would love to put you in there if you're interested to learn more, or along those lines. I keep it really chatty and really simple, and you cannot send the wrong message to the right person. If they need help or if they're interested, they're going to say yes. So don't worry too much about your words. If they're not interested, normally it means that they're going to keep watching you, unless they unfollow you, in which case that's fine. But if they're still following you, if they're still watching your stories, if they're still liking and commenting on your posts, they are probably saying to you indirectly, I'm really interested, but I'm going to say no for the moment. And when you invite me in the future, I'll probably say yes. So that's when you just have to keep following up with people. And, if you're going to send somebody a message and you see that you've already invited them and they've seen it, but they've not replied or anything, don't let that put you off. Most people are super busy, and a lot of people need a bit of coaxing. So all you'd say is something like, hey, not sure if you saw my invitation above, which is making them going to think, oh God, she sent me an invitation. What was that for? And they're going to look at it again. And then you just say, not sure if you saw my invitation above. Is it something that interests you? We're starting soon. Or if you get round to them after your group started, would you be interested to learn more about when we start the next group in 3 weeks' time or something like this? Just follow up. And then if you come back round to them again and it's a month later and they've still not replied to you, again, just send another message. Say, hey, just want to follow up with you. I know you were interested. We spoke a little while about a while ago about you possibly joining my boot camp. Just wanted to check, are you interested this time round? Maybe the timing wasn't right for you last time. Just keep it really chatty, keep it really informal. If they're interested to start, it doesn't matter what you say, they'll want the information. So don't worry too much about the words. You cannot say the wrong stuff to the right person. And just to reiterate, so as order of preference, I invite people who watch my Instagram stories first. Then I invite people who have commented on my post. And if I'm inviting to the coaching opportunity, I'll find a post that was related to the coaching opportunity. And if I'm inviting to the challenge group or boot camp, I will find, probably I'll go to one of my transformation image posts because they're obvious. They don't get as much traction either because people like it, but they won't comment much because they know there's probably a call to action at the bottom of it. But that's fine, because then the people that have commented are the people that are probably really interested. And so you always need to know what you are inviting to. Before I start my invites in the morning, I literally scribble out on a piece of paper, challenge group, coach, free group. And I just literally make a check mark when I've invited somebody for each of those, or new follower, hi, are you interested in either what I do as a health and fitness coach or to learn more about my online health and wellness boot camps? And I just make enough ticks or checks until I've hit nearly 40. And that's how I do it on a daily basis. And then when they ask for more information, that's when I will start to track them and keep, make sure I've got their email address and make a note of the sort of thing that they're interested in. And and then I'll also ask what their goals and struggles are, and I'll make a note of that too. So that's how I do my inviting. Again, be consistent every day. So yeah, get your invites out every day. Invite how you want to be invited. So if what you are sending to people sounds fake or salesy, change it. Work out how would you like to be approached? How would you like somebody to message you, and just use that. It is a numbers game, unfortunately. Just got to churn them out. Don't prejudge. So you might come across somebody's social media feed and they've got a massive following and they look really successful and they look really happy and they look really like they've got their shit together, and you probably think, oh no, I won't invite them. And then your finger goes back to them again, oh no, I'm not going to invite them. And this has happened to me too in the past. And then you invite them and you get like a pretty much immediate response going, oh, yeah, I'm really interested to learn more. Please tell me, share more about it. It's just like, okay, because social media, people tend not to share the real stuff. It's very, It's the highlight reel. And there are a lot of people out there still with their highlight reel. So never ever prejudge. Don't assume that because they've got a high follower count, they may have bought those followers. And you'll often be able to see, because if you go into their follower list, there'll be lots of circles without any pictures in. There'll be lots of circles with names in other languages, and you can bet your bottom dollar they've bought those followers. So don't let that put you off either. They might be really well known in their sphere, in their field, and they just want to change. The worst that they can say is, no, I'm not interested. That's fine, move on, doesn't matter, but at least you invited them. They may have been a yes. And go for no. Now, I'm reading a book called Go for No, I think, or Going for No. It's a brilliant book. It says go for as many no's as you can on a daily basis. How many no's do you want to try and get on a daily basis? Because out of all of those no's, some of those will be yeses. But rather than thinking, oh God, I've sent out 60 invites and I've only got 3 yeses, think, great, I sent out 60 no's. That's 60 seeds I planted. And most of those no's are not right now. It's the way to look at it. Go for no. Honestly and truly, it makes it much more fun, and it helps to take some of the emotion and the fear out of inviting away. You just got to kind of sever that emotion and stop worrying about possibly offending somebody. If somebody gets offended, that's their problem. You're being polite. They're following you. They are showing an interest. They're either liking or commenting on your posts. If they don't want you to, it's clear from your feed that you are an online health and fitness coach. So if they get offended by you sending them an invite, well then ideally they will unfollow you. And if they don't unfollow you, well then they're still fair game, because they're still in your feed. They're still there. So potentially they actually might still want some help. They might just not know it yet. They might not know how awesome you are. So don't, I've had one who was literally this irate woman from hell on steroids. I mean, she was just like bonkers. But actually, it gave me some really interesting content for my feed, because I wrote about it. I obviously didn't name her, but I made a bit of a joke about it, and I got a lot. Some of those are my most popular posts. So never ever let it hold you back. If they are following you, they're going to get an invite from you at some point. Okay? Go for no. And then follow up. Follow up. When you've sent an invite to somebody and they've said yes, please, and you've sent them some information, follow up within 2 or 3 days at the latest, because they're still interested. Follow up, if either send them an email or however, whether they're on Instagram or Facebook, send them a message, follow up. Check back in, because people say, oh yeah, I'd love some information. You send them the information, and then there's like, well, did you get it? Have you looked at it? It took me ages to write that email. Are you going to read it? And sometimes people we're all busy. So, just politely say, hey, you've had a chance to have a look at the information I sent through. That's it, done. And then I would give it another 2 days. Just checked in, we're starting soon, don't want you to lose your spot, I'm saving a place for you. And then if you hear nothing, I would wait until you are coming back round to either the next coaching opportunity or the next free group or boot camp that they were originally interested in, and then follow up with them a week before your event happens to say, hey, maybe the last time wasn't the right time for you. I know how busy life can be. Are you interested this month to join us? We're starting on such and such a date. Enrollment closes on such and such a date. We'd love to see you in there. Are you up for it? And it's really friendly. And I would do that for month 1, month 2, month 3. And then I tend to, if they've ghosted me, which means that they've seen your message but not replied, for 3 months on the trot, I would just make sure to pop in and like and comment on their stuff every now and again. And then I'll send them another invite after 6 months. And if after 6 months there's still nothing, I actually archive them. I don't delete their details, because funnily enough, I've archived lots of people, then suddenly they've said, by the way, I would really like some help now. So don't get rid of their details, but you cannot follow up with everyone all the time, because you need to be bringing new people in, and new fresh faces in, and fresh faces that want the help. And you don't want to be wasting time on people that actually really aren't bothered, and some of them just aren't. And so if after 6 months it's still a no, they go into my holding folder. And I have a holding box in Streak. I use Google Streak to organize my contacts, and that's where they go. And so I've got all their details. So if they suddenly say, by the way, 18 months later, I would like some help now, I type in their name, up it pops, I've got all their details. I can see they ghosted me, and they ghosted me, and they ghosted me, but they were interested in losing 30 pounds, and they prefer cardio workouts, and they have got problems with their digestion. Brilliant. I'm straight back in there, and I know all the details I need to know in order to make a really valuable connection with them. Okay, so that's pretty much that one. Personal development, definitely. You have got to do personal development. Every day I listen to the National Wake Up Call. I catch up with them, and then I listen to them all over again. I've got mine all stored on a USB stick that I plug into my car. I've downloaded them off iTunes, and I just rotate them. And then every now and again, I refresh my my USB stick with the latest ones. They are invaluable. And if you're on a bit of a Debbie Downer day, or Darren Downer day, you can listen to those and you think, bloody hell, they did it, so I can too. And there is no secret sauce. If they can do it, so can you. The difference between a successful coach and maybe you, if you're not successful yet, is they've had longer in the business, and they are consistent with their daily actions. And those daily actions are personal development, being a product of the product, inviting, and also recognition, which is just, you know, cheerleading people in your coaching groups and also your boot camps, or yourself. Cheerlead yourself sometimes. Recognize how amazing you are too. So National Wake Up Call, you can get it from iTunes. It's on our Beachbody Champions page. I think it's on the Team 411 Coach Beachbody page as well. You can get it on Acast, you can get it on FM Player. I mean, you just go onto Google and type Beachbody National Wake Up Call, and you'll get a series of different options to listen to them. They are on a Monday morning every week, and they are absolutely fantastic. And then these are some of the books that are really useful to read. In our team page, in Heart, Health and Hustle, we have got a huge book list of books that I have read, that I've categorized for sort of more personal development, and then more business building type books, and they're fantastic. But you've got to keep reading, you've got to keep learning. And also remember, when you're reading one of these books, they will give you great ideas for your content. So again, use your Trello board. If you've got your Kindle, you can copy and paste passages from it. Use it. Don't obviously just copy and paste into your social media, but use it to create a post around. I often at night time, when I'm reading some personal development, if I see something that I really like the look of, I literally highlight it and then put it into WordSwag, which is an app that I use to create my quotes in, and I put that onto my Instagram stories. And so it's an extra frame, you know, it just brings my Instagram stories back up to the top for people that may have watched all the other ones previously that day. And it shows the little red circle around my story goes back on that story, and people can say, oh, she's put something else on. And so I often end my day with a passage from one of the personal development books. And I normally start my day with something about water. Pint of water, whether I'm just doing a boomerang with my water, or whether I'm sharing an image of water with berries in or stuff, because it's so important that when we wake up, we should hydrate our life pods. It's just part of being healthy. And so many people say to me, I drink more water now because I know every single morning on your Instagram stories, there's going to be something with water in it. And it works. I'm helping people indirectly. How cool is that? So, what are your first month goals? Ideally, you want to hit Success Club. Now, Success Club is, you need a minimum of 5 points to hit Success Club. But most people get 6 points because it's very difficult to get 5. So you get 2 points for each challenge pack you sell. You get 2 points for each Shakeology on subscription order that you sell. You get 2 points on if you sell the beach bars. I think you have to sell 3 packs of beach bars to get the Success Club points. There are various things. We have got in our team page, there's the image that says how to earn Success Club. I know corporate right now are working out other ways to make hitting Success Club easier for us on the whole. So I don't know what the details of that are yet, but it is being done and sorted. Performance line, you get Success Club points for those two. So that means you need to be looking to help a minimum of 3 people every month in order to hit Success Club. And if you hit Success Club for your first 3 months, you earn Success Club Starter, which gives you a free ticket to Summit, which is our corporate event every single year. So it's just 3, it's 1 person every 8 or 9 days that you need to be ideally bringing into our bootcamp or our coaching business. That's it. 3 people a month. So, and to go Emerald is when you sign somebody up and they either sign up as a discount coach, so they don't want to work the business, but they want the discounts on their Shakeology. So they may have joined the boot camp, and you know that they want to drink the Shakeology every month going forward. So it makes much more sense for them to sign up as a discount coach. So you have a discount coach, and you may have somebody that actually wants to work the business. All you need is 2 coaches underneath you to hit Emerald. When you hit Emerald, that opens you up to the bonuses that are eventually going to lead you to create a very successful income in this business. So that is all covered in great detail in the compensation plan information, which if you're one of my coaches, you will have received. And I'm pretty sure it's also it's in our team page as well, the compensation plan information. So I've created a graphic to help show you what Emerald is, what Diamond is, and where that sort of cutoff point from trying to build an income that's getting there gradually to hitting that point where it's just like, oh my goodness, it's building really well. So that's all in that compensation plan information too. Happy to share that. If anybody's watching this that isn't one of my direct sponsors, I'm happy to share that with you too, because it's a really useful information. So Q&As, if anybody has any questions or comments, send them to me or post them in the comments after I've shared this in our team page. Pretty much that's what it is to be a coach. It's allowing yourself to get out of your own way. It's having fun. It's sharing your enthusiasm. It's being authentic. It's coming from the heart. And, you know, most of all, and I say most of all, forget that at some point there is a transaction that takes place. You are encouraging people to get healthy and fit, which is the biggest gift you can give to anyone. You are encouraging people to start a business that if they do the daily consistent behaviors or the daily behaviors consistently, they are going to create a magnificent career from this. So never feel that your invite is going to be unwanted. You are offering something of such tremendous value to people. And that's what I want you to, that's the most important thing I want you to take away from this. You have got the most amazing opportunity at your fingertips to share with other people. So go and share. I shall stop sharing my screen now. And yeah, that's it. Just maximize on your own quirks, your own personality, maximize on your weaknesses, maximize on your strengths, and share those with other individuals, because I promise you, people out there need to know you, and they need to know about you, and they need to know what you can offer to help them. So be brave and just bloody go and change people's lives for the better. Promise. There are people out there that the obesity epidemic is not going away. It's getting worse and worse and worse. And there are a lot of broken families, men and women, who need an income that will not only encourage them to take care of their own health and fitness, but give them that financial freedom and that sense of achievement to be good role models to their parents. So that's it. Adios, mis amigos, and I will speak to you soon.